The cost of people-pleasing on your health. Welcome to your daily hit of grace and grit, your quick dose of inspiration to kickstart your day. This show is proudly sponsored by Rumble and Rise. To find out more about joining Rumble and Rise, head on over to graceandgrit.com/ready to rumble. I'm Courtney Townley, and here is today's hit. I'm going to tell you about a woman I used to work with. We're going to call her, for the sake of this podcast, Linda. And I bet you know a Linda, someone like Linda. Heck, you may even see yourself in her. I wouldn't be surprised if you did, because what I'm about to tell you shows up in so many of the clients that I work with. So this Linda was 48 years old, so very much in midlife, a mother of 3, dedicated employee. She was the person that everyone called when they needed help. And she always said yes. She was always available. She was very reliable. Even when she was exhausted, even when she had nothing left in the tank. She put everyone's needs ahead of her own, and on the outside, she really looked like she had it all together. But on the inside, she was falling apart. Chronic migraines, weight she couldn't lose, anxiety that kept her up at night, and a deep, quiet resentment that she was afraid to admit. Linda's story isn't unique. It's the story of so many midlife women who have spent decades being everything to everyone except themselves. And the cost has not just been emotional, it's been physical. So here's what no one really tells us about people-pleasing. It doesn't actually work. You do not have the almighty power to make people feel anything. You can do all the right things. You can say yes, you can show up, you can bend over backwards, you can morph yourself into whatever shape you think would please somebody. And people can still be disappointed, still be upset, still want more from you. I used to have a mentor who used to say, Courtney, you can be the juiciest peach in the world, and there's still going to be somebody who doesn't like peaches. People-pleasing isn't about the other person. It's about you trying to control how other people feel about you. And that's an impossible game. You do not have that power. You can't manage other people's emotions for them. That is their work. You can't make everyone happy. But man, you can spend a lot of time and energy trying. And exhausting yourself trying is going to cost you your health. People-pleasing ultimately isn't a kindness, because what we have to do to try to please other people is we kind of morph ourselves into people that we don't even recognize. So we're not even showing our authentic selves to the world. It's certainly not a kindness to ourselves, because it's self-abandonment. And it raises your stress levels, it disrupts your sleep, it causes inflammation, it ultimately causes a lot of burnout because you work really hard at it, and all of that adds up and takes a toll. So in this client that I'm sharing with you, in her story, she did eventually decide that enough was enough, because she knew if she stayed on this trajectory, she was going to break down in a massive way. But because she had spent decades, literally an entire lifetime, trying to please other people, it was really uncomfortable to do anything else. So of course we had to start real small. We just encouraged her to say no to one thing, then another, set a boundary with her family about her evenings. She stopped apologizing for taking care of herself. And yes, some people were disappointed, because the human brain doesn't like change, period. And it inconveniences other people for you to change, because they don't know what to expect. They don't know what you're changing into. But here's what surprised her. By taking these small steps, which felt really risky, the world didn't fall apart. And slowly her health started to shift, and she felt a whole lot more peace. The migraines lessened, the weight began to release, and the anxiety started to quiet. And it wasn't a miracle, okay? It was a decision to stop betraying herself for the comfort of others, a decision to accept that she could not control other people's emotions, only her choices. The people who truly belonged in her life didn't want her to abandon herself. That was also something she learned. They didn't need her to be perfect or endlessly available. Those were just assumptions she was making. They wanted her to be whole. The people who deeply and truly love us, they want us to be whole. The right people in your life don't require you to shrink, to sacrifice, or suffer to earn their love. They celebrate your boundaries with you. They respect your needs. They want you to take care of yourself because they want you around as long as possible. So if you're listening to this and you recognize yourself in Linda's story, hear this. You're not responsible for everyone else's happiness. You can't please everyone. You are definitely not required to sacrifice your health to be loved. And saying no is not selfish, it is sacred. It is an act of devotion to your health and happiness. The people who belong in your life are the ones who don't want you to abandon yourself. The ones who can't handle your boundaries, they were never yours to keep. Your health is asking you to choose yourself. In fact, I would say your health demands that you choose yourself, not someday, but every day, for as long as you have breath in your lungs. If this stirred something inside of you, imagine what a whole book of clarity and courage could ignite. The Consistency Code, a midlife woman's guide to deep health and happiness, goes even deeper into the mindset and practices that create real, meaningful change at midlife. Grab your copy today over at theconsistencycode.com and keep the momentum alive.